Hey, this is ASpengler, and this is episode 5 of building Cologne Cathedral in Lego. Last week we got started on the front of the building, so here is the progress we made so far. Not a ton, but it's a good start. The start definitely is what takes the longest, so once we kind of get the ball rolling, it should go a decent amount faster. So basically just got the 4 front doors and the front 2 columns. There's going to be another 2 columns on the far sides and then some windows here. We're slightly running out of space. It's hard to get all the detail in, but I'm sure we'll figure something out along the way. But windows should be about 4 wide here right next to these doors, but we'll figure that out. Also finished up the new Panther design that is going to be in front of the cathedral, and so all I really need to do from this point for the Panther is find parts to make it into kind of a olive green, tan, and brown camouflage scheme that I can put on this. But we've got the design, which is good. The only thing I really need is the olive green parts, but other than that, we've got this Panther for now. And so I think that the design turned out pretty well. I basically was just going to make it a little bit smaller than the one I had previously and give it a little bit more detail, update a few parts on it like the turret. And so it turned out pretty well. The only thing I don't really like about it is how I had to include this front bar. That's just kind of how it went with the chassis that I had gone about with. And so overall it's pretty good, and we'll see the new one, or the camouflage one, later on. But for now, here's where we're at. Hopefully we could get a lot of the building complete this segment, and with that, let's go ahead, stop talking, and get building. Okay guys, come back after a decent amount of work. You saw a little bit at the end in that time lapse, but it was kind of difficult to do time lapses, especially with like the start of a building like this. For example, I redid these corner columns like 4 different times, so it's kind of bad to, I don't know, at least in my opinion, just to keep doing the same thing and then doing it over again multiple times just until you get it right. So that's why I didn't do it for most of it. The reason I did do it on the side you saw, which was this one, was because I had already done this side and I was just going to mirror it over. So I already had a decent thing, I already knew what I was going to do, so that's why I ended up doing a time lapse there. Some things that kind of were done, we'll go through it. I updated the front columns a little bit. I changed them up. I didn't really like how they looked from last time, so I changed those, and I think they look a lot better now. Then I kind of worked my way to the sides. Started off by doing this section here, making the other side of the doors for the smaller doors, and then we started on so kind of how it goes, there's the main doors, then side doors, and then there's windows here. So this is kind of the slope leading up to a window that's going to be right here, and then there's the columns that are on either side, the big corners. And I really didn't think I had the scale completely right. When I made the full, like the little diagram, I kind of was just guessing that it would be about this length, so it just didn't look right with where it was, so I ended up extending it out 4 studs and then a little bit forward. So that's why the corner is a little bit more to the side. You can see in the back, that's where the line used to be, right here, and now it's out here. So extended it out 4. It's about 2 in, and I think it looks a lot better. I knew in the end, like, we're gonna have the flying buttresses along the side, so there's gonna be, I think, 3 of them right here, and those will have to be out like over here. So the wall probably will go pretty much back here, but then we'll have some other stuff sticking out because it's not all just like a perfect building line. There's a lot of different details that stick out a lot more, so it's not going to be a perfect rectangle. It's going to stick out in a lot of different areas, so this is just one of the areas that started off. This probably should have been a little bit farther forward, but I'm not going to change it now because it's not too big of a difference. And so from there, we started on the column and then started working on the side of the first section, which is going to be another 2 windows right here. So it's basically looks the same as this one right here. There's just 2 of them right there, and there's going to be like another little corner post similar to this one we already have here. That's going to end out this first segment, and then we'll go into the main body of the church, or the cathedral. But for now, we got pretty much all of this first section wrapped around. We just need to do the little corner post there. Then I'll probably just wait to do the middle area. I want to pretty much get this front done, but basically mirrored that side over onto this one. You saw that in the time lapse, and so I think it's looking pretty good so far. Next step is probably going to be maybe do a little bit edit work on the corners that are going to be on either side here. And then the next big step that I don't really want to start until next segment is going to be the next kind of stage of the building in the front. So there's kind of what's just like an arc that's right here over the front doors. Then there's just 2 smaller arcs that are over the smaller door entrances. And then we got the big windows here, and then 2 on each of the side right there. And so that's really the next step I think I'll go into, but we won't start that until next segment. I don't really want to just start a little bit and then end up not finishing. So with that, we'll end it out here. This stuff does take longer than it looks, just because of trying to get it right. You do multiple things, or do one thing and then tear it down, do it again. It's a lot of trial and error, and so I think it's looking pretty good so far. With that, we'll end out the segment. I hope you guys liked what you saw. If you liked what you saw, please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.